Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Miss Spencer Builds in Ghana. All right, so today's video will be a little different. It is going to be mainly about preparing to either relocate temporarily or permanently to Ghana. Here are some of the things I had to do in preparation for our journey. We are here temporarily. I'm not sure for how long, but we're kind of going to gauge things and see and play by ear and do things as it comes and goes. All right, so follow this and let's get started. So, my biggest thing was finding the right school for the kids and what kind of situation will be best for us. I searched for some homeschooling opportunities and we found one that worked for us. I reached out, contacted them, collected information. We had a welcome session. They discussed programs. I chose an option that will best suit us, and that's what we're going to go with. All the materials and supplies got shipped to us before we got here. Now, the next thing is being aware of scammers. I almost got duped. When you go to these websites to try to book accommodation, there's so many different phone numbers and stuff and WhatsApp contact information. So I engaged in conversation with someone who had nothing to do with the facility I was trying to book and almost provided all my information to this person. So beware and be wise. Here is about the COVID test that you do before you travel. Because of all the uncertainties for me, I chose an option that would allow us to get the test results the same day before our travel because there was a holiday in between the days that we were going to travel and I didn't want the 72 hours to expire before we got on a plane. So I did a little research, checked with people in the medical field in my family, and they said this was a good option. Here's where I went for my city and state, and we were able to do the test the day of travel. We got the results in 30 minutes. It was awesome. It worked. It's fantastic. You pay a little bit more, but you are guaranteed that you will get to your destination before it expires. So there it is. Money. So using the ATM and stuff when you're here, if you don't have a local account where all your money is, can be a little bit crazy with international transaction fees. So I checked with my bank, and for them, the advice I was given was that it's best for me to wire between my accounts to myself versus using the ATM because it's costly and there's also limitations as to how much you can take. So for me, wiring to myself is the best option. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Now, test. Most of you are familiar with this. When you make your COVID payments, be aware of the foreign transaction fee of $4.50 that's associated with this. And right here, we were required to validate our test to get QR codes before we were checked in at the airline counter. So globalhaven.org, you have to validate your test results by putting in information on the test results that you receive that generates QR codes for you, which you will bring that QR code to the counter before you get checked in. Next, you have to do a health screening. Here's the website for it. I did the health screening for myself and my two children before we left. And so it made it easier when we got to Ghana to get screened and got admitted into the country. It was a little bit easier for us because everything was pre-done. They were able to pull that information and got us taken care of. Now, I did not get the anti-malaria drugs in the US. I actually purchased this here when we arrived. This is the name of the anti-malaria pills, and that's how much it cost. It's not very much available. It's a little bit scarce, so you might not get a whole pack, but get what you can to get you started. We are taking our second dose this week. Currency. If you brought some cash with you from the US, just beware that any money printed after 2009 may be rejected or exchanged at a very, very, very low rate. Sometimes close to 70% of what you will get for the new currency notes. So beware of that. It was a shock to me. It's always a shock to me. But yeah, just sharing that with you. If you're from the US and you're going to be overseas for a while and you don't have a need to have your credit report pulled, freeze your credit. Go to Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, create username and passwords for each bureau. Lock up your credit report so that no one can pull it while you're overseas. This is a big deal. You want to protect your information while you're traveling. I do that. Maybe you should too. Now, when you create your user and password, make sure you keep it somewhere safe, because when you need it, you're going to have to unfreeze them in order to get your credit report run. The process can take up to half an hour to an hour. And once it's done, the party that you're allowing to pull your credit report will have to also call the bureau to have your social security information released so that they can pull your credit. Just beware who you share your information with, okay? Now, once you are ready to travel, this is another step that I take just precautionarily, because you never know when something might happen and you might need to be evacuated. So as a U.S. citizen, I also take the step to register myself so that we can travel safely, and should in case of an emergency, I can get some help for myself and my children, okay? Just sharing. All right, like, share, comment, subscribe. While you're traveling, be safe. And I do appreciate you watching this video. It was quick and fast, but it's important.